feel like every other episode.
Assassin's Creed.
You know what? Even though you're free, right? You know you only do that with me, right? Yeah. That was saying no, you pay nobody this.
I reposted that. That was funny.
The blackout in Sector C has been resolved.
There you go. Right. Oh, it's hot here, baby.
Yeah. I have on my memory.
Did you see what I did with my hula? Oh. Cute. I've got hella eggs on the way, but
Oh,
what's up, baby? Here. I tried to
there hella shit on it.
here, want me to clean it for you? Oh, I was wondering if I was.
Okay.
Yeah. Ew. Yeah. Ooh. Double checking on you. Ah. Mm. Love you too.
Oh,
I love you.
love you too, babe.
Reminder, tunnel supports must remain clear. Personal belongings blocking access will be recycled.
Do not opens to newcomers unless cleared. Home is not trust. Top T at the end of the line. Lukewarm cats.
Boy, that's hot still. That's hot still. Hold on.
Monday?
That's hot still.
So, if they're quiet for too long, something is broken.
You give me that?
I had to cool it down.
Oh. I was like, I don't remember where I put it.
You like my socks?
Yes, sir.
My granny got these for me a long time ago.
Oh. Thank you.
She used to do the olive oil and Popeye
Oh. Oh, I thought that's what it was.
with her little heart in her chest. She's like, oh, Popeyes. My grandma, she does a really good olive oil, and then I do it with Popeye.
She does a good olive.
Olive oil, yeah. The actual, oh, Popeye. But she, like, it sounds really good. And then I do, oh, olive oil. This is like that. But then I do it with Popeye.
Oh, no, I got you.
You have butane?
Yeah.
I got you.
I started to smell.
I guess not. I guess we're out of butane.
Huh?
I guess we're out. We're butane.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
Hold on a minute.
Okay.
Go ahead to do that.
No.
In the summer of 2001, 36-year-old Celeste Fox was unemployed with no money or job prospects in sight. Celeste's grandmother offered her shelter in the trailer from her house in exchange for holding down a job and doing yard work. She flipped to her and she found
She would be out helping grandmother dog flowers, expected that. Grandma made it this one.
On June 2nd, 2001, Celeste Fox spent the day helping her grandmother do yard work. She will release it to her shorts because of her family.
I had been carrying for her after the house. I think she was wait outside trying to service her. And she asked again.
Celeste finished working by 6 o'clock that night. She says she brought the lawnmower into the garage and noticed her grandmother cleaning the lawn on Clay's yard. She then quietly snuck into the
Let's head home at the central swamp lift.
and took her Julia.
Slowly being quiet, and I started thinking something was upset.
Fox claims she then fell into the trailer, and in her early life that night she grabbed her clean dress and returned to her grandmother's house to take a shower.
Hey, buddy. Oh, what's up, bud? Yeah. Nice. Be nice, be nice.
She invited
You got
Celeste's
a load
brother
on that out
James
there?
to stay in the trailer.
Is that one out?
That's what she
I was asking if you got it all up there. I didn't know if it was right there or
Oh,
not.
yeah. That one building.
How you doing?
You
How
said,
you doing, bro? Oh, you didn't read this okay?
Celeste said when she left her grandmother's house at 9:30 p.m., Celestine Fox was still alive.
Yeah, and it's me and grandmother arguing, telling them. Grandmother did it to the third box was right. And that was
In a taped statement, Fox later told Sergeant Scott Weaver before she took a shower, she, Raleigh, and lieutenants got high on cocaine. Celeste said that she was super in his teens and would define drugs, nothing else. She claims she spent the rest of her life in Troy Brown's home doing drugs.
Stand by. I'm sending the elevator. Stand by for hatch. Initiated.
16 hours after Celeste's video with her grandmother, her other uncle, David Fox, had just left home.
That's why I called. Great. Actually, walk. Get all officers. So obviously, the calls from the watch officers. Small places. All the schools actually pressed. Go back to the emotional situation. Try to separate it. It's all when the body is drained on those, and one of the things to remember is keep running to the suspects because I heard from Jim's state of the person who's supposed to be with Sal Donovan. But that's what I'm talking about.
Once James Fox was no longer a suspect, investigators focused on Celeste.
How I put Celeste at the Thompson was those neighbors' testimony would say that she heard Celeste and her grandmother argue. During that argument, she had front of the house several times.
Additionally, Sergeant Scott Weaver had other evidence that showed Celeste stole jewelry to buy drugs.
Then we had two other neighbors in that home. I went to the bank to retrieve money. She purchased drugs. Went over to the adult drug dealer. And there's a house back. She purchased that down.
One of the people Celeste saw was drug dealer Darren James. In a taped statement to police, Darren said Celeste had told another dealer that she had killed someone that night and vowed he should be killed again. But defense attorney Anne-Marie Judison questioned the credibility of the witnesses, and the police might have been dealing for their statements.
She's not accused of her stated, society.
Can I help you?
Forward and saying open information. There's no drug dealers, no practice, so we live dealing. The other devil together, it's the bigger.
The sheriff's office in St. Johns County denies any deals were made. Judison says pinning the murder on Celeste Fox because she stole some jewelry is an implausible theory.
To me, it's a great leap. That it's his jewelry, therefore, she'd already taken the jewelry. It's very motive at that point to kill the grandma.
But as detectives continued their investigation, they found more crucial evidence. A bathing suit top Celeste wore the day of the murder.
On that baby suit top, there would be find blood from Celeste and from grandmother, which would be an evidence of a positive match between Celeste and her grandmother.
A bloody footprint in the carpet by the body provided more damaging evidence against Celeste.
Right, to cut that carpet out and we sent it off for expert analysis of it. And it was revealed that to not rule Celeste out as a suspect. So did not say that it was hers, but it did not report out.
They weren't everything like sheets. There's really a partial one, but it's a stretch.
The exact time of the murder was never determined, but investigators theorized that Celestine Fox was killed outside on the front lawn and dragged inside her home twice to die. The defense believes the crime took about 20 minutes based on keeping statements and records of phone calls the grandmother made that night.
It did add up to that. She actually gave her bludgeoned this woman to death, drag her off from, front of the lawn, throw her into the house, leave her on the carpet, and oh, by the way, hide the murder weapon, consider the murder weapon, and that was execution of all of them after premises. So how would she have washed off all the blood and then got underneath it first to take a shower? They just taking that part of it together.
2 days after the killing, police charged Celeste Fox with burglarizing her grandmother's home and dealing in stolen property. 2 months later, a county grand jury indicted her on first-degree murder.
I was a job. I had a school.
For almost 2 years, Celeste stayed in county jail whilst she complied with the against her.
Evidence, I started to have a lot of doubts.
We need some detail, man.
Police never found
After
a 36 months
Oh,
sentence
Lord,
under case for a trial. Celeste
you got rats running all over the in November before Hawaii became a come back.
threatened her in jail to confess.
Detectives kept coming in, threatening. Like this last week, she was sick and died. Death penalty. You put out from you better take it. That's what they should hear.
Sergeant Beaver denies such conversation took
You
place
say?
on July 9th, 2004
Yes.
against
I don't
Celeste Fox took pleas in no contest to a reduced charge of second-degree murder, along with heavy burglary and stolen property charges.
What?
A judge
I don't remember what I was gonna say. I lost my train of thought. I guess go get some.
Well, what are the options? Do you want some?
Oh. From where? From Home Depot? That's what we got at that time. No, right there. I don't feel like we got good stuff last time.
I think it was hella late when we tried to get it last time. Oh my god, that first rat, the new rat you got, I never really seen that in the most fucking vicious looking. That sticker. You know what I'm talking about?
Criminal meetings for time already served.
In addition to burn charges, she's let me grab 6 additional penalties, which, even if we took the murder out of the equation, which was punishable at the time, to either life prison or the death penalty, but her exposure can again to be just on those 6 points.
But more than 3 years after her guilty plea, Celeste now says she did not understand the charges against her and regrets pleading guilty.
I wasn't ready to get through. I didn't really
That's it? That's it?
You want me to do anything else to you?
Oh, no, I can't think of it.
Claims she didn't know exactly how her grandmother died. Found out by reading court documents when she prepared for her plea in prison.
That is really what they started going to since I graduated. Then more understanding why the trauma, the way she got off.
In February 2005, Celeste appealed her case but lost. She still maintains her innocence.
You didn't buy the movie? Oh, you did?
It won't purchase until
The day of.
until it comes out, yeah.
It didn't say purchase? Or...
It does. We purchased it, but
How much was it?
23 or 24.99, just like that. It said it won't officially like final purchase it until the movie comes out. So it's like on back order.
She's learning
Did you know when it comes out?
Yeah.
She's also
Like when it comes out on
Celeste is scheduled for release in 19 years. She will be 61 years old.
How does pre-purchase on Prime work?
Those costs. This is what
And pre-purchase on Prime. How does the pre-purchase for movies on Prime Video work?
On this episode of Leave Behind Bars, she was driven to kill the father after years of sexual abuse. Performance, more episodes.
Well,
Okay, so
it got released yesterday.
no, like for streaming.
Oh,
It's not. So listen, pre-purchasing a movie on Amazon Prime. Pre-purchasing a movie on Amazon Prime lets you buy a film before its digital release. Once available, it instantly appears in your library to stream or download. You get Amazon's lowest offer price between the time you order and the day it releases. So the price might change in between now and then, is what I'm assuming. You are not charged immediately. Your card is charged a few days before the movie officially becomes available to watch at home. On the release day, the movie automatically unlocks and shows up on your My Stuff/Purchase tab. If the price drops between your pre-order and the release date, Amazon automatically charges you the lower price. You can cancel your pre-order at any time before the release date without any penalty. Yeah. But what I was gonna say though is those new movies, babe, I've always seen them for at least $25 or $26. You know what I mean? Like for the brand new movies, and then I'm thinking Scream when it comes out, because I think that it's gonna be more expensive than that. Probably gonna be like $30. So, and we just bought it for 23, I think. So, keep an eye out for when you get charged that $23. It's like 23 or 24. Okay?
Yeah.
Tetris Patty. You dead?
sometime.
Another woman kills a key witness to keep her boyfriend out of jail. She was in a gang. She participated in drug dealing.
Baby doll turned out to be probably one of the ruthless females that I've ever seen. They wrapped foam cord around her throat, trying to bring over as they dumped urine down her throat.
Damn.
Two brutal crimes.
Yarn down her throat.
Stacey Norton and Charity White.
Oh, I put. It can say yes. I've been in prison with that.
40 hours of July 4th, 1990, Tom Leonard was shot to death in his home. According to investigators, the shooter was his young daughter, 18-year-old Stacey Leonard.
The shooter well thought out. Ran. He killed the father.
The allegations of years of abuse made it a different.
Oh, yeah, Stacey was innocent of the father.
I swear for my dad was probably like that.
Was this a calculated murder for something? The daughter's desperate broken pleas.
Was just for being scared. Did she knock it out? I'm confused. I think they make them let him wear
Stacey Leonard was born in 1972 in St. Louis, Missouri, to Tom and Debbie Leonard.
Yeah, he was a hero. I remember how I would look for him to come from here to school. It was so exciting and how I do have those beliefs. I really tried to convince them. There were many single accounts. Soon like they would probably begin this war.
The smiling family photos conceal the shocking secret.
But she used to actually get from and she was to pick up his days. And my dad really started making to him still in this book. So people sometimes it's could excuse behavior. And you might even consider it was because he was drunk.
Tom Leonard's driving created friction in the marriage, and Deborah, Stacy's mother, refused to be with him when he was drunk.
We were driving over the other screen, and then she spent a lot of time and she did her house. And she became
As a rift grew between husband and wife, Tom began to spend more time with Baby's Turner.
Stacy was one of Tom's favorite. She was the one he chose to spend time with the most. He rewarded
Stop. Already done.
This shit was black. I needed to burn it off.
Daddy's number one girl after me.
He was in the basement of the family home.
Damn.
Change for Stacy. She says she was 8 years old when her dad first molested her.
That's cool. She put marshmallow cream on this area. He had a touch on me, told me that was his little friend. I performed what little sex and didn't really know it.
Who's this?
I was special. And they didn't love me. And now
No.
people
Who's this?
love each other too.
What's her name?
Several months later,
Huh?
What's her name?
Who's doing this?
Her dad.
I knew it had changed
Which
because
was
it
8.
was the first time I felt pain. And then it was the first time I heard one. I couldn't really wrap my mind around what was happening and how it felt because it felt so badly. I couldn't believe that this was my dad, that this was my dad that I loved. This was hurting me. This, I just screamed. And I might not even scream out loud. She did decisively, which is very typical of bad children. Children in that kind of abusive situation, really almost, some of them describe it as an out-of-body experience. They can't deal with their feelings again, that they're actually being raped or nothing. Right then, that moment, and part of it was the ability to feel, to feel normal, or to ever feel really and truly happy again, right there, on that spot, on that floor.
Shit again.
after the rape, Stacy screamed for her mom, but she was not home. According to Leonard, her father told her that Mom already knew about the abuse and didn't care. Stacy believed her dog and kept quiet.
An aunt said that she thought that Stacy acted like a sexual abuse victim because she and her sister, who was Stacy's mother, had also been sexual abuse victims, and she recognized the signs.
Stacy's mom, Deborah, sent her to a psychologist, but Stacy denied being raped. Overwhelmed by a crumbling marriage, Deborah did not know what more she could do for her daughter. Tom and Deborah Leonard divorced when Stacy was 12 years old and shared custody of the children. Stacy says her father's sexual demands never let up.
I didn't want him to touch me. I didn't feel like I could go through it. Didn't have to deal with what I was doing.
At 14 years old, Stacy attempted suicide. She tried to overdose on pills. Leonard says her sister was her only reason to live.
I took care of my sister. And being with her was really the only thing that I had that kept me home.
In 1988, Tom Leonard and his daughters moved to St. John, Missouri, a suburb of St. Louis, and swept herself into high school activities. To those on the outside, Stacy appeared to be a normal, happy student.
She was a member of the yearbook staff. She was a member of the tennis team. There's quite a few credits.
But Stacy was careful not to let anyone into her private world.
The closer we grew, the more distant she made it. And when it ended, it certainly just ended better as friends than as boyfriend and girlfriend. I think she did what she needed to do
He's on the way.
keep her secret. She was completely afraid that somebody would find out.
You don't want to And what's up? There's so much shame and guilt for this. I just felt like some part of me allowed it to happen, and I wondered how people would treat me once they knew.
Fed up with her abusive home life, the 17-year-old quit high school in her senior year and moved to be with her mother, who had remarried a man in the military stationed in Guam.
Stacy was being born over Guam, living with her mother, until she got an emergency call from her sister who said that she needed help. She started calling us when she was drunk, and she was 14 years old. She's begging me to come home.
After a 2-month stay in Guam, Stacy returned home to Missouri in April 1990 to help care for her sister.
Once Stacy moves back to the house, she now then assumes the role of the mother and his wife back in the role that she had left. So there was a lot of tension in the home after Stacy moves back.
Stacy's 18th birthday is far from a happy occasion. She remembers that day as one of her father's worst assaults.
Not them, alright.
Who's drunk?
He's gonna need a code.
A code.
Yeah. Go 424.
Okay, about the knife down outside of my face, and with what he had left, going into the ground to work. And he kicked me and spit on me, and he threw $40 on me and told me happy birthday.
When Lily Bars continues,
We get a victim with a pair of gunshot wounds, blood all over his face.
18-year-old Stacy Leonard was beginning a bright, outgoing, college-bound teen. No one suspected the terrible secret she hid from everyone. According to Leonard, she had endured 10 years of repeated sexual abuse at the hands of her own father. Then, on July 3rd, 1990, tension in her household reached a boiling point.
I can't remember everything that was said or everything that could happen, but him and I had a fight. A lot of screaming, a lot of yelling, and I eventually ran out the door.
Stacy and her sister quickly left the house and hung out with friends at the fair in downtown St. Louis.
And then when it was time to go home, I don't remember what happened. So eventually I figured out she couldn't tell. I don't know what to do. And of course he's looking away for answers, and I'm like, no, I really don't. We had to go back to get the dog.
They had wanted to pick up a puppy that they had got because they were afraid that their father was going to kill the puppy because he said he was going to kill the puppy.
We drove home, and when we got there, we went through the basement one day, we were trying to sneak in, sneak out before he ever even realized we were there. I heard him. I heard him upstairs, something had woke him up. And I thought, we're leaving him. We're leaving him. Right now. I've got to do whatever I need. And the gun was downstairs from him earlier. He put it down. And I took it upstairs.
She might have scared because she didn't drink all day. She didn't know she was going to run into it.
I didn't know what I actually thought I was going to do. I think somewhere in the back of my mind I kind of knew that this might happen. By the time I got upstairs, he had passed back out, and I put the gun on the ledge, and I shot him.
According to the police statement, Christy Leonard says she was in a bedroom when she heard the shot.
First shot, while Mr. Leonard was sleeping on the couch, struck him in the shoulder and awoken him. At that point, he asked us to call for an ambulance.
He thought that he had broken his arm, that he had twisted and broken his arm on several occasions. She intended to get him out, and he sat up and had talked, and she looked at the phone, and she was going to call the ambulance. He starts screaming, just yelling at us, calling us whores, until he gets up from there. And so I'm looking around, panicked, going to where the phone should be. The phone isn't there, and I walked back in the room, and that was the gun. And I thought, it's got to stop. And then I shot him inside.
Second shot, she fired was in the forehead, which was the leading cause of death.
When I first walked in the scene, it was extremely hot. It was the 4th of July, very hot. And we had a victim laying on the couch with apparent gunshot wound, blood all over his face.
The Leonard sisters were taken to the police station for questioning. Detective Tom Schulte of the Major Case Squad was assigned to interrogate Stacy.
I first had my suspicions that she was connected with the case when I walked into the room, quite honestly.
I mean, the way he looked at me, I knew he knew.
When I asked about the abuse in the household, she busted out. She started crying. And that's when I knew that she was involved in the homicide.
I just wanted to tell her. I wanted to tell her I was at peace. I was so glad when everything was over.
At 1 a.m., after 6 hours of questioning, police asked Stacy to do a video reenactment of the crime.
I didn't want to at all. It's already want to step foot in that house ever again. Detective Schulte told me, "You're ready. Go back." So, I watched and the only condition I've had was that I didn't see the area. They said that if I was somebody to know what I did, I would go back. I got my son.
Stacy walked investigators through the crime scene step by step.
I'm sorry. I got my man.
Shit.
On the ledge.
Then, in the early morning hours of July 5th, she was booked for murder. Stacy spent the next 2 years in jail awaiting trial. Chris McGraw was appointed as Stacy's defense attorney and knew he had an uphill battle on his hands.
Stacy wasn't necessarily forthright with the allegations at the outset.
I couldn't say that my dad raped. All I could, at that time, all I could say was that
The trial began in October 1992. The cornerstone of Stacy's defense would be her mental state, caused by years of systematic and brutal sexual abuse. A claim the prosecution would contest.
Throughout the investigation, we didn't come up with no idea whatsoever that she was sexually abused. We talked to enough people and enough people that something would have come out and we could not substantiate what one did.
Dr. Hutchinson believes that Stacy was actually dissociating at the moment that she shot her father. That very well may be true. Some of the details she's told about that might not be consistent. There's things she doesn't remember very well.
So it wasn't a death because if you had this associated disorder, this is what would happen. But it didn't.
The prosecution said that showed jurors the videotape reenactment Stacy did for police. Her cool demeanor puzzled jurors.
I went downstairs to try to find Mama. Called. Couldn't find him.
I think people, they were surprised or they were just sort of like, well, she really didn't care. Look at her. She's so emotionless about this. She's like, she killed her father and she can just walk through it like there's nothing to it.
The detective supported the prosecution's theory that Stacy was a cold-blooded killer. But the defense argued that Leonard's reaction was evidence that she did shut down emotionally.
I went to the recess after the tape and jurors were sorted out. And all of a sudden, Stacy was completely melted down. Just completely hysterical. I real outpouring, which fit pretty close to what the psychologists were telling us, and that is that she can whole thing back, take yourself out of the situation for a period of time, but then, like anything else, it's an avalanche. Unfortunately for us, the jurors saw that.
The prosecution had other evidence that Stacy simply wanted her father's money and was willing to kill for it. One witness told the jury Stacy wanted to hire a hitman.
One of the murders that used to be, she said,
An armed orbiter is en route. The safe window is closing. You have 10 minutes to return to Speranza. I repeat, 10 minutes.
no matter how, much she wants the money or how much she can't stand to have, that, that's all that she tries.
But determined that she can't try to hire someone to kill her father and then have to look down sometime once again to do it herself.
Prosecutor brought a really strong case for that attorney had to
See that they were pretty
Medium ammo.
You see that not only shot once, but shot twice. And that is a clear indication that she did.
Did she try to hire a hitman? Probably. Did she try to do this? Sure. No. Did she do it for money? I don't think so. Well, I differ from people who wanted the investigation at the time, because I believe that she did it because she was being abused. They believe that she did it because she wanted the money. It's a difference between murder and murder, too.
When the laws continues,
there were people that were just shocked. How could they possibly come back with that verdict?
Stacy Leonard was on trial for the murder of her father in St. Louis County, Missouri, in October 1992. The defense argued that Stacy was a completely different child. The prosecution claimed she was a cold, calculating killer.
I have investigated many homicides, probably close to 50. And I can say, this is probably one of the most cold-blooded crimes that I've ever investigated.
Put it fear of the jurors, and in myself included, really had lots of reservations because she did shoot him twice. The second shot wasn't very good. She had to go over the scene and get there. I pulled trigger a second time, make that conscious decision to do that again. So that had a huge impact.
Once the court would not allow to instruct the sentence, it still felt it was enough evidence to start to find she ended up in the slide to shoot and touch
that decision at all.
Response to unexpected. I believe justice is everything else now possible. Maybe the jury believes in such a belief to himself. Yes, such a belief you don't get it. It's a separate unto itself.
Because Stacy was not bringing enemies to the local defense, charged in no doubts for incest violence.
And the defense attorney did point out that there was sexual abuse, and that it probably was the judge and instructed the decision. They bring that into play because it didn't impact the decision for what happened again.
Stacy was incarcerated at the Women's Isolation Center in Bay Missouri to seek out her sentence of life without the possibility of parole.
Let's take another opportunity to discover everything about the freedom. I didn't even know this thing.
Missouri state law requires all offenders to hold out a job according to the student. Stacy works for CHIP, an organization which means assisting dogs that are physically challenged.
We stay with us in our rooms. We don't actually have cells. I live in a 5-man room. There's 5 people in the bedroom, bunk beds. And the dogs have crates. It's not a sort of crates. But the dogs don't have crates. We're prisoners. The dogs look at us. They care for us. They love us regardless of what we do, whether we do it. I understand my senses. They've come to accept that they're incarcerated for still their lives and do the best of it. And you definitely see the because I obviously at some point in time would love the opportunity to be free. But what I like about being in prison is that I have control of my body and what happens to it.
She gets very discouraged about this case sometimes. She really hopes for a future. She really wants to have something else than this.
The hardest part of me is being separated from Lise. I don't think being in prison ever really bothered me until I couldn't be there for her birth and now for her life.
Stacy's clemency petition, filed in 1998, was passed over by 3 previous governors and now rests on the desk of current governor Matt Blunt.
Clemency is an act of mercy. For cases just such as this, someone can crawl through the cracks in the legal system and will have no other remedy for relief.
I would love to see her get clemency from the governor. She spent her entire adult life there. I think she's probably more than learned her lesson.
If we're not successful in this clemency petition, Stacy will never get out of prison. She will die.
The prosecuting attorney's office still firmly believes that Stacy Leonard is right where she belongs.
I cannot possibly fathom the fact that somebody who does this to their own flesh and blood deserves to be back out of the street.
I have regret. I have a lot of regrets. You know, I wish I could change things. I wish I was.
I wonder why.
stronger.
I'm hella confused. This show is hella old.
Different way.
What is it?
It's Women Behind Bars, but this episode is from 2008,
I wish I.
Oh, wow.
and she got out in 2009, so she's still locked up right here. Listen, so
To make it so.
That's
Then the choice
Huh?
they made.
she. This
Devastating choice.
they talked about this
17 years now.
this program she's in. It's called Champs, and it's where the women get to have dogs and train them to be like guide dogs for people, get adopted and shit. And it's like it's a really good program, but this one chick got caught like with peanut butter. And yeah, it was like this big thing, but I'm like, I want to look it up to see if it's like, to see who it was. Because that's weird. It was fucking weird. But yeah, the lifers only get to do that program.
Mm.
Or if you have like a long, long time, you know what I mean? Like 25 to life type deal.
That's cool. What year did she get locked up?
We're gonna see. Hold on. She was 18 when she got so, and she was born in 72. So,
90.
huh?
1990.
Yeah, 1990.
Sí, casi está igual a ese verde. Cargué el verde, pero me mandaron esto, unas fallas.
Sí, casi está igual a ese verde. Cargué el verde, pero me mandaron este.
The pro.
Vayas.
Yo, bro, I just wanted to show some real love on his face. That's the shit.
What? Oh, that's probably a bot.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah. As soon as I got in, it they've gotten a lot more creative. It used to just be like 2 lines, and it would say join my Discord. Does this have any? Yeah, it does have it. Add him on Discord, but it's always trying to get you to add somebody, and they'll put the name, and it's always different. It's never been the same. But ever since I made the Twitch, I've always had like one at a time, and like it'll log out. I don't know how that shit works, but it's not a real person.
It's weird.
Or it might be a real person with nothing to do, but I don't see what benefits, because every profile I click on them, and it's always like that profile was just created.
Then presently.
Like bots.
Mm-hmm.
It's like real life bots.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Are you gonna go back streaming?
Huh?
Do more streaming?
I'm sure.
Or sure.
It's not life.
Yeah.
But I just have a camera on.
No, I see. I see. I know it.
Yeah, none of that.
Well, if you think
Oh,
the nozzle I put on there is like nice and tight. Mm-hmm. It's hard to tell if it's full or not. The switch. So I just held it for a couple, like a minute. 1 minute. I catch it all green records. I was like, this too, and I was like, ooh, I don't know. Okay, I just took it out. That's what I did. Okay, if I need to read
put it on this one.
it. Because otherwise it's spewing hella out.
Oh, it's hella small.
Yeah, something like that. I was about to say,
It doesn't fit on one.
Yeah, it does. Could. Okay, take the nozzle off. Because that's what it was doing with mine without the nozzle. Or use the other one. See if that works.
Take that out of my face.
Because it didn't work with mine.
Oh yeah, it's definitely gonna work.
See, I thought that was going to work with mine too, but no.
No?
No. You're wasting it. Let me see yours. But no. You're wasting it.
It feels full. Let me see. I think
I know. I had to use some tweezers and I was picking that in. I almost broke it. It was a bad situation for me.
see. Well, let me see.
Oh, what I did is I put it no. Bam. I just did this. Does it fit in there for the most part? Like, does it fit in the thing? Does it look like it's in a face? Let me see. Cause like, see, look at mine. Look at mine.
Look at that. Look at the video.
And then, like,
Oh, well. Today's just a bit.
oh no, mine's fatter. Hold on, here. Hold on, let me
Mine's
see.
small?
Yeah, I'm surprised this doesn't work. Oh, that's no. Let me see. It's the one right next.
What up, Shadow?
It's the one right next to it, baby. Yeah, it's the one right next to it, the long one next to it
Left side or the right side?
on the left side
Are you sure?
with the line.
That's
Yeah,
the same one you put on yours?
no.
You say it's not gonna work.
Oh wait, no, that's not the same one.
Have you played Arc Raiders yet?
No, it's not the same one. Let's see.
Wow.
Wait, let me see that little one you grabbed first.
Of course. That one's gonna be it. Try it. Just try it. I might have done it wrong.
Yeah, this is it, baby. So this is what you gotta do. There's that on there. You twist it,
Okay.
or you push it on there real quick. There you go. Yeah, you just hit it, bro. Yeah. Ding dong. And she's done, and she's full. There you go. Okay, that's yours. Well, at least you popped two of them off, so now we know who can choose.
Forward.
Oh, that was interesting. Very interesting. Is that yours right there? Oh, the my things.
Yeah.
Tell that security like a woman's goal.
The president for getting herself out of a situation in a terrible way. And I don't minimize the murder of her father. She was 18 years old when this happened. She's 35. It's time to let it go.
Go.
I've been able to become the person who I think I was supposed to have been before all this started.
Fuck, huh? Oh, this is high quality butane. Look at that. I'm ready. Okay, you went away. It feels like it's burning.
Wait, it like that.
Huh?
Right.
Like
Hey.
high quality. When I say that, I think of King of the Hill. Paul Payne.
Sorry.
It's so funny.
We're all yelling to each other like we're in a fucking wind tunnel and shit.
What?
We're yelling at each other like we're in a wind tunnel and shit. So
Hella loud. I'm over here trying to talk like upwards so that you can hear me.
right, I can hear a goddamn thing. I had to turn everything off. What's your name? Ezekiel? Fuck you, Ezekiel.
That's crazy that you just said that because I was just thinking about work. Zach, the guy I sold the fucking Xbox to, quit last week.
So,
Huh?
so
So he's just less people. I mean, he's been bitching his whole. I already like. I'm glad he did. But he's bitching all the time. He lives in Morgan Hill. He was bitch about driving to San Francisco or like ending his day there. It's like oh, dude, like every now and then you got to, or like not even ending the day there. Say like he has to go help me, like because there was like 2 instances where he had to go over there. I'm already there. You just got to help me out. Once you get there, it's gonna go a lot quicker. It doesn't mean we're gonna get out. You know what I mean? Like it's not. Not like you got a job of your own. You know what I mean? You're got to do that shit. You got to, whether it be me or something else, but there's really nobody else to go help. It's just Jeffrey and I. And I think Jeffrey's already gonna be moving to like the Salinas branch or some shit like that. He asked to be
I bet you your branches would go.
Huh?
I bet you your branch, that branch is gonna go.
You think so?
Yeah. You should ask.
That's what.
You should ask it straight up. What the fuck is going on here? Like, are they, because like, realistically, that's what happened to chains. Like, any chains and shit like that, you know, restaurants and shit like that, you know? Anything like that, if they're not doing good, they'll pull that motherfucker in a heartbeat. And they'll just disperse the people to closer
I don't know. There was 3 of us today working on a Saturday. I was the only one with ionized. That's why they were all out there with me. The 3 of us, I was the only one with the ionized. So what the fuck, you guys can't even pull a whole schedule for. Yeah, but it's good that he left because it's now a little bit more leverage for me. They're like, can't get rid of me right now. I mean, he can, but does he really want to? Can he afford to lose me? I don't think so. Huh? Yeah. That's what I just got told by one of the new guys, one of the helpers I had today. He's young, but he's like smart. He's like, you should ask for $5. It's like, give him an incentive to like want to keep you here. It just kept going on. I was like, yeah. Like the way he was talking, I was like, yeah, you're right. I might do it, but $5 just seems like useless.
Well,
but one time, I was walking by him, he was talking to somebody, and he said, there's people here that are making way too much an hour for what they do or some shit like that. And there was barely any people in it. He wasn't looking at me or anything, but I took it personal, because like, when you say shit like that, like, who you trying to let hear? I don't know. And sometimes I think like on Michael, I might be the one who's getting paid probably the most, besides maybe Esteban. So he's thinking about ways to make the company the most money, whether it be cutting, not giving us raises.
that must be coming back to him.
Huh?
That must be coming back to him somehow.
What?
That must be coming back to him somehow.
Hopefully.
Like, the more money he saves, but the more,
It's really fucking them up. Them saving money is not gonna help them. They need a... They spend money. Spend money in order to make good money. They fucking, first thing he did was hire 2 managers. And then, managers, that's cool, we need leadership, but the managers, their work is not bringing any money. We need people on the floor. Like, more of me. more fucking...
more leadership being more heads, because once again, there should only be 2 or 3 people.
Oliver,
You know
the
what I
water
mean?
facility.
Depending on how big the company is, obviously. You know what I mean? But like with what we're talking about, small branches and small companies, you don't need more than, you know what I mean? Like, ideally, my uncle's got a decent situation going on. He's got the office manager, he's got the field manager, and then he's got, like, the main manager of the company. You know what I mean? Which is now acting like he's known it, but that's fine. But ideally, like, that's like, cool. Like, if I had, like, an L shop or, you know, my own pest control shit, that's kind of how I'd want to do it. Be me as the owner, you know, and then have obviously you be by my side or whatever, but you know what I mean? And then have somebody else deal with the petty shit that I don't want to hear about. For my little errands, like a secretary. I don't know if I can trust somebody like that though. I be having cameras and everything all over the place.
On what?
In my whatever I own.
Oh.
And whatever produces my whatever nails or pest control or whatever, you know what I mean?
Whatever. I feel it. Definitely not counting. I'm fucking single full. Oh.
The victim, she's not just dead, come on in. The key witness, who is set to testify against her boyfriend in his upcoming murder trial.
Smells good though, huh?
What?
Smells good?
This was mixed for that, and it was published to make her scream.
Even more disturbing is the fact that the killers were 3 young girls, including a teenager named Sharon White, known on the streets as the Beat-Up.
It was so much that $80 for ringleader.
But did Sharon use to find this horrendous Sonia, or was she just following others? The Gateway Lodge stands proudly over St. Louis, Missouri, as a national icon and popular tourist attraction. But just north of the stainless steel monument are broken neighborhoods scarred by violence and neglect, where kids grow up fast. Charity White, nicknamed Baby Doll, is a product of this dangerous environment. At age 15, she left home and had to fend for herself.
She was in a gang. She participated in drug dealing. She participated in other violence. She admitted known to carry a gun. She was a friend person. He thought police department. He cut my friends. Those friends.
But no one suspected what Charity was truly capable of.
We did not know how she was anything. She was in prostitution, drugs. We did not know she had this. The place got into the beginning was with murder and she had a car. That happened. I got the business after her died. There was a drug deal. They had gone bad. It was a low car. Wanted to buy some marijuana just for personal use. Became Charity White. Baby Doll. And she told him that she had connections and she could swear it was not.
Charity and Jerome moved together in a parked car for Charity's father, Charles Lister, her boyfriend and mutual associate, who were supposed to have the drugs.
Sleeper, up there.
Charles Lister. And Charles Lister money that he bought by the car.
Was it robbery under the pretense of a drug deal?
And strung one street beside the car. And Mr. Lister decided to shoot Mr. Harden.
The bullet hit Jerome Harden in the face. After he was shot, Liston, Charity, and her boyfriend Demetrius Eastman fled the scene.
was at a tentative idea of Baby Doll. Charity White, as participated in the robbery murder, but the investigation was very slow.
Detectives finally found answers when Charles Winston's girlfriend, 19-year-old Deborah Cameron, showed up at police headquarters.
The first assaulting was she appeared a lot younger than how she actually was. She seemed very quiet, very up to herself.
Danielle McCall was living with Charles Winston, the shooter was murdered. She, at that point, had been the victim of domestic violence.
She did see this opportunity. Maybe this is going to be my house. If they actually do arrest him, go to jail, they will. The police that her boyfriend is responsible for the murder of Tony Potter. And she also did for charity license.
Okay.
Danielle's information was the great detectives needed.
We felt good at that point. We could get the ball rolling somewhere else.
The board ran for their kidnappers, Danielle and Jesse.
Because we found out about him. He's the one that's trying to turn him down. He's physically turning him.
Just days later, Danielle shocked investigators when she returned to headquarters with Charles Winston and Charlie.
She came upstairs with somebody. I'm seeing the pictures and we're trying to locate the light. Oh my gosh, it's like Charles Lewis.
Danielle moved Winston into police headquarters on the rise of dropping battery charges against him.
Turning up and kind of whisked him away, staring at the and then got her to a different section and talking to the asking her why are you doing this? At that point she thought she was doing us a favor, and she thought she was actually doing the check. She felt good about herself. She should feel good about her, but this is not the way that it works.
Detectives immediately arrested Charles Winston and the murder of Jerome Hartman.
Charles became very irate and finally stood up from the interview table. So at that point, we knew he was very into us. He was very into us. We went to a Union Security Institution here in the city of St. Louis, which we refer to as the workforce.
Police then picked up Winston's accomplices, Vidal, her boyfriend Demetrius Ursula, known as Lundy. Lundy was sent to the workhouse pending trial. Charity was called in for questioning.
But Charles found me at an English mission.
Did you have any involvement in this with the set mess up?
No, it wasn't my friend.
Is there anything we haven't covered?
Charity was soon released to the lab of evidence. Danielle left the police station knowing she would be called upon at a later date to testify.
It helps one of the people that we were worried about. Because between him that she didn't have any family around, she's probably on the run. She did have limited resources. We tried to instill in Danielle when she left there that, please keep in contact with the city.
Unknown to detectives, Danielle began to have second thoughts and went to visit Charles Winston in prison.
Danielle knocked her at court to tell her old boyfriend, Charles Winston, that now she had turned him in, she now regretted it, and she wasn't going to testify against him. By that time, obviously, he was late. He didn't trust him.
According to the prosecution, it was then Charles Winston decided Danielle to die.
He was something to get rid of Danielle. But he would walk on the murder. He was sitting in jail. He was into his cursory.
At the jailhouse telephone, Charles Winston called Charity and his new girlfriend, Tiny, to coordinate the hit with Danielle.
Tiny was diagnosed as being or not retarded. Tiny did whatever Charles told her to do.
The charity wife had personal reasons for wanting Danielle dead, and Winston knew it.
He would tell Baby Doll, you have to do this to protect yourself. You have to take care of stitches. You have to protect your boyfriend, hiding the control that love we have over women. It can be very strong. We certainly saw it in Danielle's case.
said to her, hey, I've got a place for you to live. You need to stay with me. She did.
Charles was pulled her into the news. He said to keep her hidden until his trial was over. And then if he could get back together, and she trusted him. Unfortunately, he was lying at the time.
At the beginning of May 2000, Danielle moved in with Tony and lost contact with Detective Stone and his partner, Detective Carroll.
All of a sudden, the number that she was supposed to be at the police no longer walking my boat when finally the suspicious left. She decided instead of talking to the detectives, so she was kind of on grass and didn't help me.
Danielle trusted the wrong people. And Danielle thought she solved her own problems. Unfortunately, maybe she was trusted. Charles Liston became aware that a new major didn't. And so the goal was to get rid of Danielle before she could testify in the grand jury in the charges now. And as a consequence, he convinced Baby Doll and Tiny that she had to die that night.
When Women Behind Bars continues. In May 2000, Charles Liston, sitting in St. Louis chamber awaiting his murder trial. He had his key witness Danielle Montgomery to disappear before she could testify against him. From a prisoner phone, Liston was put in Sherry River to carry out his deadly scheme with the help of two other women, Crystal Barge and Tucky, whose names were removed to protect harmed individuals. On the evening of May 3rd, Danielle never suspected she was being set up to die. On the way back to Tiny's apartment, the three girls finalized their plan to kill Danielle Montgomery.
When the girls got back to the apartment, Danielle was in the kitchen. And Charles was in the car and talked to Danielle and then went down on the Charles. Placed her three-year-old boys in the closet. She went in the see what was happening.
She put them in the bed for them in the largest closet that was on the bedroom. And she turned the radio up and this is to prevent the neighbors from hearing it, just also to prevent the children from
And now, when you get in the kitchen, I'm like, that one, wow. These people statements, and you can still.
They stabbed her repeatedly. The estimates we have were over 100 stab wounds and cut wounds alone. Danielle was fighting on life and the wounds on her backbone were certain she was
The kitchen knives were too dull to inflict immediately fatal wounds, so the attackers turned to other methods.
one of the ways that they tried to kill her was to first suffocate her, tie the bag around her neck. Danielle was still able to get her hands free and tear open a hole in the bag.
When that failed, had to drown Danielle with mop water and eating urine from Tiny's 3 small children who were still in the closet during the attack.
Her little boys came up for a bathroom and she gave me a couple of leaves. They represent her about 4 times regular as they dumped the yarn down the throat.
Phone logs from prison show that Charles Liston called the apartment numerous times during the attack.
Part of the time when we were filming the we were talking on the phone with Charles Liston. It was jumping her on.
Protesters on the corner saying, "Go Charles
The investigators report revealed even more shocking methods of torture.
There were injuries that I've never seen. That was the feels of their silence. I can only imagine that someone would do that to people who are running away.
Consider her people's ability on whether she
They did so many things to Danielle to vice.
She was being so but yet she continued to find final. And the people's confusion over who was trying to accomplish is they couldn't really done. What else can you do to cover?
The medical examiner ruled that the damage would have gone on for over 2 hours before she did.
Sheets and dragged her out to the floor and tossed her over in the car. They were so amateurish about these three girls who were terrible and didn't even know what to do about it. That was 2 minutes ahead of themselves.
The women tried to clean up the blood that was everywhere in the kitchen. Before they left, Cherry and Crystal took time to check the list and pretend she had something from the blood. Detectives picked up Harper and Byron Hamilton about the cold and his teams.
While I was processing some of the scene in the yard, I still think that the blood should be blood, not that blood. But just an instant.
Trying to let the detectives into her apartment so they could get a closer look at the blood on the back porch.
While walking through the house, I noticed that the entire residence was a disaster. It was torn apart. Everything was out of place inside, even into the kitchen. Everything was broken.
Then we noticed that there were some knives that were in the sink where the top blood.
I could see what occurred to be blood splatter on one of the kitchen walls. And obviously, it was an experience that I figured that this is where I would find something that occurred.
Police questioned Tony, and she immediately told them everything that happened.
Tiny was arrested that night, and the bodies were placed on charity line and was discharged. And then later picked up about 3 or 4 days later.
The next morning, detectives and circuit attorney's office learned that their key witness was dead.
Dr. Carroll and I are sitting there and we just looked at each other and said, how did this happen? What? We got to.
Things ever prosecuted first night.
Cherry White and Crystal Large readily confessed to the police what they had done.
I plead the idea to stick of her. You're tight. And I stuck her in the chin so by then she was still alive. Y'all could. Her own confession explains that she didn't want to lose broken Mighty. She didn't want Mighty to go to jail in prison. Yeah, she was stabbed to death. One of the ways she kept back through this is for my my face was a dark. When I think back over the choose. Were you intoxicated because you didn't think that killed them? The boy, which was no. Charity White displayed zero remorse.
Maybe I'll turn out to be popular. Ruthless females that I've ever seen. She was just as easy to charm. I'm not squad Charity White as consummate humor. These are street crimes, tough characters. They were poor people and don't have much education and they don't have parents giving them good guidance. I mean, they were a group of bad kids, really.
23-year-old Charity was incarcerated at the Women's Eastern Corrections Center in Vandalia, Missouri. In 2006, Crystal Large was also sentenced to life without parole. Tanya testified against all 3 in exchange for second-degree murder, and is now in prison witness protection program.
The person that started all of this, as far as listed, is serving life without the possibility of parole for the murder in the first degree of Danielle Montgomery, and murder in the second degree for the murder of Jerome Harden.
Hey,
Her role in the killing of Charity White will never be allowed by prison. The rest of her adult life will be spent coming to terms with the shocking crime she committed as a teenager.
This is
Back for more?
This is a report, and there were so many details about it. So it's obviously a case that sits within probably.
Try not to lose it, will you? You look like you're pondering life's great mysteries.
On this episode of Women Behind Bars, one woman allegedly murdered 5 Pennsylvania trans.
There's no blood on clothes, there's no blood on us. How is it possible to have done that? No blood anywhere.
Yeah, Jerry Ann Packer tells her story. She was convicted of murdering 1 man in her life and one in California. Right? Which is now work taken on you.
One shot, twice. Once the ankle, once in the head. Died.
2 women who killed brutal crimes. These are the stories of Deborah Parringer and Carrie Ann Packer. On November 2nd, 2001, Lloyd and Agnes Courtney were found dead in their home. Each had been stabbed and bludgeoned repeatedly.
It was very brutal. It was very bloody. Collectively, Lloyd and Agnes beaten, stabbed, and cut, total of 75 times.
Police became suspicious of the Courtney's daughter, 48-year-old Deborah Parringer, on the night they informed her of her parents' death.
She was very flat affected.
They noticed that she had her bandage on her left finger. When they asked her about it, she said that she had her finger because she said it.
Was Deborah Parringer framed in the brutal slaying of her parents, or was this a calculated murder for profit scheming? Deborah Lynn Parringer was the only child born to Lloyd and Agnes Courtney in June of 1953 in a middle-class neighborhood in Fort Worth, Texas.
We had to leave it to Beaver Pond. And so did the neighbors. So did our family. Everybody around us said we made it. We were all alive. The Courtneys went to church every Sunday. It was a big part of their lives.
She was a wife. She was very active. She was a child advocate from the church. She loved to sit in the class. Lloyd Courtney had been born for the first time. It's 50 years. He originally started as a certified peace officer. Worked his way in, worked with the lightning practice. My dad was the greatest mother I've ever known. She was his prime job.
When she was 31, Deborah enrolled at Texas Wesleyan University in Fort Worth to become an accountant. While still in college, she met her future husband, Paul Parringer.
The day I met my husband, I knew I was going to be known. And so, I had to wait 6 months for him to ask me out. That was it.
And on January 16, 1988, the 34-year-old co-ed got married. Almost a year and a half later, she graduated college.
Got a job with Cherry Farm in Fort Worth. As an auditor, somebody got over that charity.
5 years after the couple married, Deborah gave birth to a baby girl named
I want to make flan.
About 3 or 4 years later, I started searching for
You're gonna make it, or you want to?
I want to, but just regular flan.
Deborah
Is that
says the
okay?
depression so incapacitated her that she was unable to work. Forced to retire early, she went on disability.
I was treated for depression at first, and then they found out that it was really a bipolar disorder. And, you can have the highs and the lows.
At the same time, her husband Paul contracted a debilitating case of hepatitis and lost his job as a plumber. The couple, unable to make ends meet, leaned on Deborah's parents for financial support.
My parents helped me financially because when I was on bipolar highs, I would go shopping, retail therapy. All it worked wonders.
for my move, it didn't do anything at all for our finances.
The way that Deborah handled her money didn't please parents.
She owed them in upwards of $40,000. Some of the family members had said the
I got
reason
two
we
things of
actually
eggs.
went back to work after he retired was because of the
For tomorrow?
give to his
No.
parents.
It's on the way right now.
He was angry about that. He didn't know what it
On
was.
the next stop.
Despite the strain Deborah's financial difficulties and bipolar disorder caused her family, she maintained a close connection with her parents and saw them frequently. On the morning of November 2nd, 2001, Deborah visited with her mom and dad.
We went over to my parents' house. When my mother wasn't home yet, so I said, talk to my dad. He was playing on the computer. My mother got home and visited for a little bit, and then I had to go shopping. She said that when she left, that her mother and father were fine.
That afternoon, a neighbor became concerned when he noticed that Lloyd Courtney hadn't left for work at his usual time.
The neighbor across the street noticed that my dad had not left for work. And that was like, I think 1 o'clock. So the neighbor became concerned and he ended up calling the police.
Later that day, the police arrived on the scene.
The police officer peered inside and noticed the contents of a purse had been dumped and appeared that the house had been burglarized. He got a key from a neighbor and entered the home, and that's when he found the bodies.
It's pretty violent crime scene. It looked like the dining room table leg, which had been broken or knocked off, apparently in the struggle, was then used after Lloyd was probably down already, face down, to beat him on the back.
And there was also blood trails from the dining area into the southwest bedroom where Agnes was upstairs.
And then when they